relatively had lower profiles than the stars now almost dominating Nigeria team. No, they played at the Mundial, at the global stage. Nigeria had to swallow the bitter pill. Try to reset and then bounce back. Then the reset and bounce back period, we saw them at the AFCON and the brand of football they played with Ademola Lookman, with Victor Osimhen, and other individual players leading the charge. AFCON qualification process for the next AFCON in Morocco. Again, Nigeria's qualification was not smooth sailing, but eventually they cemented it. Into Nigeria bebo AFCON nibi. Ghana yembobi. Then they had a World Cup group. Fancy. Shadrack Beboaya over Nigeria World Cup group in Infanto Somaye. You look at the countries in there.
Yes.
And then you'll be so much surprised as to how Nigeria have not been able to capitalize on one, on the quality of players at their disposal, and also their name and pedigree. World Cup near started say yekono. Nigeria were one of the teams that showed up at the World Cup consistently, especially in the 90s. 1990 Oman could be, but 94, 98 Nigeria were there. They added it to make it a triple appearance at the World Cup in 2002. 2006, Nigeria missed out. 2010, they bounced back. 2014, they were there. 2018, they were there. In between, another hiccup. How do Nigeria recover from that? This is the reality. South Africa bought 7 matches with 16 points. The revolution and the reset under Hugo Bruce, it has taken off, and well enough. Now, the Belgian tactician, not the Cameroon, the AFCON, in 2017, he has come to know the South African players, and now he does not just have a good team, he has a healthy squad and a competitive one. Into Hugo Bruce, any players from Uwodin, said in Nigeria, a boastie of Nibi. But he has a team, something Nigeria can also not boast of. South Africa wadia bako. The team and then the coaching. Nigeria Nibi. Nigeria have a squad of good players. They don't have a team. And the coaching has not been so good. Nigeria is here. The conversation around Eric Shell and say his appointment was a mistake. Exactly. And that has been the back and forth with Nigeria. Whenever they have been in distress, Omo issued the stress call, they come Austin Eguavon. Brabeje, Oba, he salvages the situation. Sa ship ne senkia, or my ship no etimi stay afloat. The moment there is stability, the moment Anyoma be calm down, Nigeria see that they need more than Austin Eguavon, then they go and make a coaching appointment. After Gernot Raw, Nigeria have never had any coach who has done them a solid job. Jose Pesera, no, the technical team, check again. It was about the players wanting to prove a point. And I don't know what GD say. If Nigeria then had a competent coach, maybe they would have won the AFCON. So Nigeria problem here. A group of lions being led by a sheep. The sheep does not know the lions. The lions do not understand the sheep. Problem no. Coach at Nigeria Fabiano. And your coach it has said no or the person of the Nigeria until Mase and our players don't understand him and don't want to work for him. If this issue is addressed, Nigeria have one of the very good teams on the continent. On any day, they can stand up to the occasion and deliver. Enough of the stories of what has happened in the past. South Africa was 16 points from 7 matches. We about 7, a winning 5, a draw 1, just 1 defeat with a goal difference of +8. Benin are 1 point better than Nigeria is. And Benin have won more games than Nigeria have won. 3 games won, Nigeria just 2 games won, with surprising draws against opponents they shouldn't actually have been drawing to. Shadrack again, help us. Oko qualification process now. In Nigeria's group and then the games they've played, CAF World Cup qualifiers, you will see disappointing results. Games wasn't Nigeria winning. especially at home.
Oma bottle P. Oma bottle P. My Kennedy. And then no yardre. Oma bottle P.
I say by 5 away. On him say or
Omoni Zimbabwe. About 1-1.
Good. Away.
Zimbabwe or Nigeria chromo.
Thank you.
Just say Oko washe Rwanda home and away. Washe Rwanda home and away. But
so the only wins for Nigeria are
Rwanda.
Then the rest of the games.
Anna Oba down so Rwanda for and was San Zimbabwe Kobo 1-1 ewa away. No San ball 1-1.
Zimbabwe picked how many points from Nigeria?
So I pick it 2 no.
Exactly.
And was San Lesotho ebo 1-1 ewo home. Lesotho. No there was Lesotho now when you child and I know.
There said a few Nigeria Lesotho.
Yeah, from a so
in the Lesotho game, Krano. Lesotho na kwashe first. Yeah. And Sana Sami Ajayi ebete kanamo later in the second half. So clearly, you look at the home games Nigeria have played.
What to me?
What was Zimbabwe the Lesotho the So clearly, Nigeria's World Cup campaign has been affected or bedeviled by those 2 games. I'm about 4 draws. A home game against Lesotho, a home game against Zimbabwe, who relatively are the weakest teams ever group in him. Zambia Zimbabwe winning game back okra. We about 4 draws. Of the 4 draws, nemu 2 against one of the group favorites to qualify in Nigeria. Lesotho and so about draw saying 3. On Nigeria, a crucial draw away. Or say that is where the problem is.
And I am shockingly, matches now okay, with me baby. Almost opponents now become buffets go Nigeria best struggle.
Exactly. And
so
then again, their game against South Africa. So Uyo.
Yeah, Uyo.
Gospel like Pabio. And also 1-1. So 3 games at home. No win. The only difference at home was that win against Rwanda. Nancy Chidi Omushe 1-0 no. And then the only win at home for Nigeria in the qualification process.
So Rwanda the
exactly. In the end, no, they have their destiny in their hands. But even if they win, the job is not well secured for them. Because South Africa leading by 6 points. And they all have how many matches to go? 3, including end the game on Mebo. If Nigeria beats South Africa and poor, they are 3 points apart. And South Africa will have 2 more games to play. Shadrach and the Ejumani anyone help us with the remaining games for South Africa. Okay. Nurture the remaining games for Nigeria. Then on the evidence of how they fared so far in the qualification process, South Africa after Nigeria beat Zimbabwe are away. There is a likelihood game where you bet me about South Africa.
On Rwanda so be
yeah.
So Zimbabwe be host South Africa.
Yeah, away.
Ewo Zimbabwe krum.
Zimbabwe ya mo bobo o mo fie die.
I know so near 7.
So game ni ye betimi abon was South Africa.
I said they will run for the ball South Africa one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then
no one hosti Rwanda. Krum,
which is also one of the weakest teams.
And one just 3 points.
Exactly. Then Nigeria bebo Benin na ofie.
Tough game.
Oh yeah. Any in the last game and San were away to Lesotho. Game number 1 was South Africa. So they have put themselves in a very tricky situation. Omo good players, Tolu Aroko Dari, where even if Victor Osimhen is not playing, Nigeria have a flurry of good attackers who can excel on any given day. But the biggest issue has been about the coaching. And today, South Africa has the better team because they have the right balance between coaching and players. Hugo Bruce is a shrewd tactician. Even with a team that is relatively less talented as compared to the Nigerians, as a unit, they serve their purpose well and better than the Nigerians will do. So it's a make or break game for Nigeria on South African soil. But I have little hope.
But my own say, not my own say, Eugene Cowboy say, Nigeria will get a second place and play the playoff.
Yeah.
As to whether they will qualify is just a matter of time.
Again, in the playoffs, it is interesting to note teams are more ewo.
Yeah.
So Senegal potentially can be in the playoffs. Cameroon potentially can be in the playoffs, depending on Cape Verde and the Cameroon game on the ball and who gets to win or top that group. There is Gabon also in the playoffs. Madagascar, Mali, or more Makabeti Mira playoffs in him. So if you look through the playoffs now, now if you are struggling to beat Zimbabwe at home, Lesotho at home, South Africa at home, then the say playoffs now will bono obetimi aye BB. You get a point. So a lot will need to improve. But there is not enough time for the Super Green Eagles of Nigeria, and they are in danger of missing out on another World Cup. Menkaisa Nigeria may say back-to-back World Cups. Since they started to make an appearance at the Mundial, they've not done a back-to-back absent. They've always been present at least one every 2 World Cups. 1994, 1998, 2002, off the scene in 2006, bounce back 2010, 2014, 2018, off the scene 2022. Are they going to miss another World Cup in 2026, especially when it has been expanded? First, in the NUM and the BM Africa countries are more codorson. And will the Super Green Eagles miss out? If they do, the only attributable reason as to why they didn't make it, fancy definitely will be about poor decision making in terms of coaching appointment.
And then so they're pitching in your crowd.
I say,
Nigeria for any super pitching, or say, or South Africa for Lashada. Now,
pitch, you know, or move super pitching is a day. And you know, much say any pitch. Yanko Ankonya results now.
South Africa, the Enka, rested their P. Now, if you move me out, come out with Bobo.
I don't want to over baby or mono.
She reasons.
I on our baby or mumbo bono. They omono baby or modebo. I am tipping South Africa to destroy Nigeria's momentum. The worst for South Africa in this game, fancy, will be a draw. South Africa to score first, I won't rule it out. Nigeria will play under pressure. And South Africa for bet made the deal mumu. So I am tipping a win or draw for South Africa. I am tipping over 1.5, more than 2 goals in this game. And then South Africa to score first in this encounter. A better ding. They are the Super Green Eagles of Nigeria. And they are in danger. They badly need points. But it looks like time is not on their side.
Well, now, I say the probability of Nigeria to qualify is very low. Pipette, Danny, and Dubai. On my way to work and watching you guys from Pickering, Ontario, Canada. Keep on the fire burning. Said Ibrahim Nade, yes, I message and so by. But it seems you guys are underestimating Benin. They are not that weak. That's what we are estimating. Benin, you crack, I say,
Obo home to Lesotho. So the probability say,
no, bet me I found.
No, bet me I found 1.2 to no crown as a visa import.
Say Benin leading Nigeria one. Yeah. In the event Nigeria loses, not Benin initial Lesotho. Obe leading Nigeria by 4 points with 2 games to go. So anyway, yes.
Benin crowd is 99. I don't want to make out Rasa come to use more.
Now, why the Benin coach? Kochaki the Benin coach. Yeah. No check. Hey, almost Nigeria former coach. Get not throw.
Oh yeah. So on continent no more.
Get not throw. Hey, coach. I don't. Say
Nigeria for
no, but he's the last coach to actually make them achieve something in terms of World Cup qualification. Nti ejuma no, eye dema alata for yi. Eye demo mo pa. And I started with this. Let me also reiterate. Benjamin Asare a better chance of playing at the World Cup than the Super Green Eagles of Nigeria and all their stars. Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, why? Benjamin Asare, woy. The chances of playing at the World Cup, was so at the same. And if they lose, we'll be here to remind them.
Nigeria for almost say where you pay, and I say against Lesotho almost saying idea.
Sir, me there almost say me have never trusted them.
And so now for also Dinakoro, I recuse.
Oh, Ivory Coast, they are not. You see,
no, they are playing Gabon.
Yeah, I know, but you see, the Ivorian situation is not as dire as Nigeria. You know, the other tough one, DR Congo, ne Senegal.
Hey, that one's another.
And the games, you know, they are deciders. You see, Sudan has eventually papered out of the race. That disappointing draw to South Sudan. Not the South Sudan, you have the advantage. You are taking lead. Last minute, you are conceding. If they had won the South Sudan game, then Sudan would have been in the fray now. Now the best for Sudan. And they say Omobenya second place. Now the race for the top position to outrightly qualify. A race between two countries. Sebastian deserves DRC. And Senegal. Senegal did not start well, but they will want to finish well and also show up at the World Cup again. 2022 or mobile. 2018 they were there. They want to make it a 3-peat in terms of appearances. DRC, the last time they went, okay, 1970. They are the first African side to suffer a humiliating defeat in the World Cup. And they want to bounce back. And the team they have, DRC keke, but check
they have one of the best teams.
Thank you very much.
DRC. Hey, squad
Pickle. They have a solid squad. Fancy a more solid squad. And Saturday I was discussing, said this is the first time DRC team they are competing at the top level and you attributed to TP Mazembe. Yeah. Because even in the 74 no crown and Englebert players do one body my DRC. By now, no new most of their guys in the Saint-Etienne,
foreign born. Okay, so they say
I want Bisaka more move free West Ham more naturalize easy.
Omo goalkeeper no. Dimitri Berthaud. Berthaud keeps the post in the French league for Montpellier. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and baby Obodada. I don't even need to go on it. Then Chancellor Mbemba. Our boy Marseille and still he's in the French league. He signed for Lille. Then Batumbisa. Saint-Etienne. Then Kayembe. Kayembe is with Watford or so. Yeah. I stand to be corrected. Though they be or Belgium. Yeah. Joris Kayembe was Genk in Belgium. Then I'm coming. Let me just put this together. Mbuku. Nathaniel Mbuku Ebodema Montpellier in France. They have Mutusami. Mutusami Ebodema Sevastopol. Ewo Turkey. Samuel Mutusami. Anna Sadiki. Sadiki is
Sunderland.
Yep. Yeah, Sunderland midfielder. Exactly. Gilloise. Yeah. Anna Kayembe Edo Kayembe plays for Watford. Cedric Bakambu. Juan Wissa of Newcastle United now, formerly of Brentford. On the bench, there is still Meshak Elia, who is part of the setup. Then they have Festen Mayele. Mayele bought the map pyramid. He's a CAF Champions League winner. And Thierry Bongonda is also part of their side. So Omo, a very good Piquel is there.
Mutusami aboard the double pivot to AFCON. Ivory Coast. But then Piquel on our bench. Ama Sadiki no starting.
And then they are working with Sebastien Desabre, who has extensive knowledge about the side. And culture-wise and language-wise, there is no barrier. He's a French. DRC, main language, French. Yeah. Culture, he understands the setup because he's not new to the African terrain. If you are looking for a game that will actually upset the odds against Senegal away. No, first game, no 1-1.
Yes.
Senegal, no 1-1 was Senegal fee. So today, it is also a make or break fixture for them.
More ball with all their hearts out.
So, Ghana, the end we were lucky to enjoy the group we are in. Trust me, Yakoto group where Mubia. I think we would have been second. Yes, no, make a chill. If we were against DRC, we wouldn't stand a chance. If we had to face Senegal, we wouldn't stand a chance. Even South Africa now, Nigeria, it would have been difficult for us because consistently these countries have showed up for the past 3 years. We have had issues with our rebuild, and then why we want to reset and come up again. But they have maintained consistency. Hugo Bruce on South Africa, and Hugo Bruce in South Africa, almost a VM NT qualify. Was it not qualified for 2022 World Cup? Yes. He's still there. Consistency in terms of coaching. Squad or the Jumano, he's maintained the base. And my catch was this year, we're betting this team now say into our first 11 was second 11. Again, DRC. Sebastian Desailly, check our performance at the last AFCON. Consistency, we're maintaining the core group and we're improving with additions. Sadiq is not even 23 years yet. Noah Sadiq no Bonfia Akomeah Bondin. He's not even 23 years yet. But he shows up. He's playing for the national team proper. And then you can add Senegal Money. So we were lucky to have this group. Okay. And let's make the most out of it. But my African game not yet there. And it shows why it shows why teams countries now want to play at the top level. World Cup does a lot for every country that qualifies. Sikasemu, pedigree, and even for the players. Me Noah Sadiq na me bo DLC. Me bo Sunderland. Although I play in the Premier League, playing at the World Cup, a bit me enhance me profile. No, there is a likelihood Sunderland will be relegated. So more relegation at that he will be referenced. Oh, he has more appearances. Will show up at the World Cup. Other clubs will be having an eye on him. If you're a player, you don't play at the top level. It affects you also.
Whoa, Osem Kwame Jeche essay. Asare Boadu is right. Ghana had one of the easiest group. Watching from half Asen Ghana Immigration Service border post. I was saying Kwame Jeche and a day message on a buyer. Is it was soja bruta? Well, Kwabena Yabo say fancy. Don't you feel Nigerians only dominate in West Africa? Cause I'm not sure they can compete with the East Africans. Kwabena Yabua says that one. And was a bro Nigeria to qualify low. South Africa is going to win. Nidia and so I don't know. And our day by fancy how far with Aquasia PS Sudan. And I might run it through. And so the man said drawn on Mudi can Kokuba and a Quahajano. Nigeria dear and Camodiani Afcon. World Cup from Hobay, Kwabena Boa, and so and this message about Kwabena is idea. When you found Nigeria fool, I video about I. How many years more? Sharing the Ghana must go. What new now? Maybe I find it.
Yeah, baby, come on. Okay. Come on. So what's my voice here?
Maybe I find, maybe I find.
What's your phone one out tonight?